Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming back and for being able to participate and hear what Mr. Elijah Tutt has to say regarding customer acquisitions and retentions. And he's going to talk about the growth and development of an influential business. And if anyone knows about influential business, it is the multi talented, multi connected Mr. Elijah. I am your host. I'm Charmaine Reeves. I am the CEO and founder of Angels on Network and LLC. And I would invite you guys to find out more about me, more about my organization by going to my website, www.angelsrnetworking.com, and you can get in touch with me there. But for now, we have got the next 30 minutes, and I can't wait to hear what's it. And we have a moderator that is going to lead the session for Elijah, and he will introduce Elijah. But before I bring him on stage, actually, I am going to bring him on stage right now, and I will introduce Mr. Jonathan Tillman, who has become a dear friend, but also has been a partner in helping me put together the summit. And I've leaned on him for all things hopping. So I'm very grateful to have him. But what you guys need to know about him, he's in the health and wellness space, and he is a certified, and he's certified because I am certifying him as the CBD expert. Jonathan, if you haven't used that in your marketing campaigns yet, you need to use that and then pay me royalty. Okay. So I am certifying him as a CBD expert. So make sure you look at his bio and his connections right here and hop in, and you can exchange information and connect with him. But today, because he's a multi-entrepreneur, he is going to be talking about one of his other few businesses, because he has several, which is going to teach you. Actually, Jonathan, yes, you're after this at 3. You're going to 3 o'clock. Yes, you're going at 4. Okay. He goes on today. Check the schedule in the reception area. And he's going to be talking not about email campaigning, but about how to dominate your business using text. So that is the way of the future. So check him out. I am going to turn it over to Jonathan, and I am going to let him introduce our esteemed next keynote speaker, Mr. Elijah Tutt.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Miss Charmaine. Look here, it's been a pleasure, been an honor just to be moderating this event, even tech support. But enough of that. Few housekeeping rules for this stage. Make sure you be very interactive, because we love to have fun. Who I'm about to introduce you to, he love to have fun, love to interact with people. His name is Elijah, but here's a few little snippet of what he does and what he's doing now. He definitely a mover. He definitely shake things up. Look here. He's the president of insurance consulting firm that specializes in government relations and real estate. We talk about real estate, man. Not only that, he's a millennial influencer and trailblazer in his position, what he's doing right now. And he also positioned himself over the years in the political realm. Now that he received many rewards, just to name a few. He been an icon, beauty and fashion, political influence. He been on MBQ magazine as a millennial influencer. Not only that, now recently he has been appointed to a World Affairs Council City, World Council Affairs, now that City of Atlanta Culture and Nightlife Task Force. And his mantra is, people, hey, teamwork make the dream work. I introduce you, the senator, the man of the hour, Mr. Elijah. The stage all yours, big man.
Good evening, afternoon, everyone. I hope that you all are in tune for a wonderful, fun time. And I'm going to say this, I'm a fun individual. Let's have fun. I want you to write all the comments, questions, anything that you have in the comment section. I'm going to go ahead and answer it right off the rip. We're not going to go through little standard protocols where we having to say, oh, I'm going to do all this teaching and talking and this and that. Nah, I'm not doing PowerPoints, none of that. We're going to have one-on-one conversations so that we can really come to a better understanding of acquisition and business, but also retention. At the end of all of it, I'm going to share all my notes that I've taken and what I wrote to you all so that you all can have it to the freeness of your ability. And then you also have my phone number and email address if you want to have follow-up questions in addition to what's going to be questions and answers on here. I want you all to know that you will have full-fledged time and opportunity of my 100% undivided, so that when moving forward, you all can, have the questions that you want answered. Business is a very touchy comment. Really, it is. It's like money and religion. You kind of don't want to touch on it because you don't know what's going to be said, who's going to say it, and who's the business person to really listen to or look behind or after when it comes to the succession of your business, retention of your customers and clients, but also what do you want to do. And I'm going to also say this: I'm out of town. I'm in New York, and it's a lot going on. But this whole hop in is new to me. We got it, adjusted just now. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Customers acquisition and retention. And clearly you all also see that I did not do a whole lot of hoopla about Elijah, because it's not about me, it's about you. Whatever it is that you all want from me right now, I'm all for it. So, customer acquisition and retention. Hey, Tanya, what is retention? What's better than having your own business and retaining the client? The client is essentially you. I say that because each client has a different need, want, and a model. Clients are 100% as much as the owner of the business who's doing the consulting and or providing the service. If you can cater each client to be its own individual, unique approach, you've made that client feel special. So take the shoe that you have on right now off and leave one on. One shoe feels like it's tight on your foot, and the other one is loose. You can wiggle your foot, and you can wiggle your toes, right? You can move that toe and that foot in any direction, and you feel free. You feel the air flowing. That's how your client wants to feel: free, not held down by the contract, not held down by what your philosophy is, not what their philosophy is. How can you merge all of that to be one unique experience for that client? When you think about going to a doctor and the doctor says, hey, what are your symptoms? Well, if you tell your doctor that I've been coughing for the last 3 days, but the next person says I've been coughing for 5 days, that cough is going to sound differently. So when your cough is different, what? I have to treat it differently. Treat each client differently. And I'm more of a visual person. I'm more of that, give you something to ponder, thought upon, so that you all can visualize in your head, how does that make me feel? How does that as a client make me feel? How does that as the business owner make me feel? And when you're coming together to work together for the common good of that client, it should feel good. Not even if the client raises pure hell, it's the most hellacious client, it should feel good, right? So I'm going to ask you all, what is better than retaining or acquiring a new customer?
Well, I can answer that. Well,
Come on.
I can try to answer that. All right.
All right.
Pop in. And you guys, make sure you get your questions in there in the comment section. But I think that if we got Corey Moore, who is someone that I want you to meet, he just had a session on being the pro networker king. And in his networking sessions, he says, why are you guys here? And people yell, we're here to make money, or we're here to find a new client. They're like, to make money. And he goes, no. They're like, no. He says, what's better than your question? What's better than finding a new client? It's making new business partnerships, new alliances, finding referral partners, finding collaborations, and so forth. So I wanted to pop in and up. If you guys agree or disagree, let's hear from you in the chat.
They're saying referrals. We have 1, 2, 3, pretty much 4 referrals. Nakia saying connections. All right. What's better than having one new customer is the retention of the customers you already have. And I'm going to tell you why. It's a trick question. But the answer isn't acquiring 2 customers. It's actually retaining the existing customer. Well, there's a certain allure to having all the new clients in the world, all the new everything, right? When you look at your business, when you look at numbers, when you look at the financial breakdown of your business, the number one thing in business is, how do I retain my client? Because if you can make that client happy from that one service that you provide, you can assure that they're going to come back for another service. And if you provide a good service the second go around, you best believe that they're going to do 2 things. They're going to either refer you someone, or they're going to ask, how can we partner together? All right. The results are greater on the return of the investment. And it costs 5 to 25 times less to retain the same client than it does to go back and get a new client. It costs 5 to 25 times more to acquire one new client, one new contract, one new product than it is to keep what you have and expand with that same client. Because now that you're expanding with that one client, that client is reaching a new client and a new demographic, which wants to know, who did that? How did you provide that service? How did you go beyond the scope of work to get this done and still keep me happy and keep me as your client? And so when you look at that, you say, well, what is a strategy we use to do retention? All right. Loyalty, prioritization, personalization, and the number one must-have in retention is the client. Without a client, what are you retaining other than yourself? All right. So you want to be able to go in and personalize that touch. Like I told you all in the very beginning, the very number one thing that you want to do with any client is make them feel special. Make them feel free, special, tailored, and personalized. It's just like your suit. Men, women, y'all know, when you want that custom look, you got to go in for the custom style. Let it get altered, tapered. You want the lapels cut differently. Customization. Customization makes it unique, makes it that client, makes it that product, and it doesn't make it about you. Because when you make it about you in the consulting industry, in any business industry, it looks like, okay, they want my money. No, we don't want money. We want the client. Because if I can retain you as my client, then I can retain the rest of what I need and what you need to move forward.
So can you run that list? Loyalty, just
loyalty, personalization, prioritization, and then the last one that you all want to do is always make sure that it's customization.
Customer. Okay, so four things: loyalty, prioritization,
personalization, and customization.
What's the difference between personalization and customization?
Well, when it's personalized, it's my touch. It's for me or for the individual. When it's customized, anybody can get it off the shelf if it's customized. It just means I made a select few of it. So to customize, that means, hey, it's 5 of them on that shelf and we have 5 that cut, or we have 5 this cut. All right, that's customization. Personalization, when it's only one.
Okay, so it's customization is like a template, like
that's right.
Like offering the templates and customizing it for more than one people or many people, and then personalization is for one.
Right.
Okay.
Personalization is one. That means that you went to the seamstress and got it made just for you. When you got it customized, that just means, hey, it was already there, but I just changed the button.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
All right. I got to break it down for Miss Charmaine. Y'all know she like clothes, so she can get it like that. She knows. All right. She going to look good. Oh, I was reading the comments, y'all. Y'all know, look, y'all know when I hit the stage, whether it's in person or virtual. I'm like a preacher. I get to sweating and everything. All right. So I'm going to dab that. All right. Let's go to the next subject. All right. How do we retain our customers? You need to track and analyze the metrics. All right. Metric system. Maximize a metric system based on the 4 things I just gave you. To track it, each time that customer feels a certain kind of way, you can tell by the reaction that they give you. You can tell by the what they say towards you, how they're saying it towards you. Track it so that you'll know, hey, next conversation, we ain't doing that. Or this conversation, we can do that. Implement a customer feedback loop at the end of it. All right, what did you all think? How did I make you feel? Are you okay with that? Give some feedback, give some connection to your client so that client won't feel like a client. The last thing we want to do is feel like a client. When you go to the store, do you want to go and find the person and say, hey, can I look at this shoe? Or do you want to wait for the waitress or the waiter and say, you know, I want some French fries. How fast is it going to be? No, you want them to come out to you and say, hi, how are you today? Thank you for visiting whatever the restaurant is. We're going to say, angels are networking. Angels are networking. We're so glad to have you today. How may we help you? All right. Versus, oh my God, I've been on the phone for 15 minutes. When are you all going to come back? No. So you want to do a feedback loop. Build trust with the customer. Never discuss the money. Always have a contract. You don't have to talk about the money when you have a contract. Legalize your information. Put it on paper. Come to an agreement of terms of financing. You'll never have to repeat it again because the one, you've already discussed it. It's already been negotiated and it's already been signed. Now the conversation of money does not have to be had. Always make that customer feel like you trust them. They trust you. Next. Offer a unique service. Again, I keep telling you, it's about the uniqueness of the client, individualizing the service, tailoring the service to that client. One big project that I'm working on right now in Atlanta, I just did a rezone in 21 acres. That's a lot of land in the city of Atlanta, not the Atlanta region, not metro Atlanta, the city of Atlanta. This is the largest piece of property that's been rezoned and up for sale right now. All right. That was a different kind of client. I had to tailor that contract. I had to tailor my services. All right. Because now I had to get the environmentals done. I had to do the marketing plan. I had to go and talk to the NPU. I had to get the NPU to sign off on it, go and do a petition with the city of Atlanta. Then after doing a petition with the city of Atlanta, I had to go out and talk to all the neighbors, canvass like a big campaign, canvass each and every door. All right. And ask that neighborhood, do you want this development in your neighborhood? Now, when doing so, how did I make it unique? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I said have it all on paper. And I did. I had it in a contract on paper, but it was a la carte. Why? Each thing that I had to do was in addition to just getting it rezoned. To just get a rezone means I walk in to City Hall, present a rezoning packet. I'm able to go before the committee and get it rezoned. Nada. I had to do everything from head to toe. But what made it unique was that I kept the owner in contact with me and the city, kept them in the loop, kept them with all of what was going on at every time, every step of the way, and made them feel like they were a part of the process. Why? It's not my land, it's theirs. They have to be proud that they held on to this 21 acres, got it rezoned, and able to sell it for $35 million. Wouldn't you want to feel special? And in doing so, of making my client feel special, not only did I retain that client, why? Because after I got it rezoned and did all this work, she says to me, well, can you list it for sale? Sure. So now I just took a property from 2.5 million to 35 million. My job could have stopped at $2.5 million. But because I made her feel special, I made her feel like she was the only one in the room. I made sure I catered to the need and especially not only of her, but her property. Now I had the opportunity to sell it for $35 million. Google it, 257 Oak Cliff, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, zip code 30311. I just took this woman's land from 2.5 million to 35 million. I retain my client. Be unique in what you do. All right. And then start a customer retention program. Okay. This time that's a new client. They come to you for one thing. Cool. Full price. Next thing, give them a 5% discount. What is 5% to you? Matter of fact, it may just be the taxes. And if you have your contract written the right way, the taxes aren't to be discussed. I'm just saying. I'm not Uncle Sam. I'm Uncle Mass. Sam backwards is Mass. In order to get a Mass, sometimes you don't want to pay tax. So offer a program. Mass, tax, Mass. Mass is the name. Sam is the game. Remember that. Mass is the tax. Sam is the man. Mass is the tax. Sam is the man. No tax, no max. All right, go to it. All right, next. When you're implementing, it's hard to improve a business, honestly, if you don't know how to communicate with your customers. I keep looking at Jonathan. He keeps putting on there communication is key, and that is the number one formation in all that we're doing. Communication is number one. In business, the worst thing you can do in business is not to communicate. And I'm going to even do something real quick. There's a lady right here in the lobby, and I'm going to ask her right now. I'm going to ask her, watch this. Excuse me, ma'am. In business, what's the number one thing that you look for in a client? If you were a client, what is the number one thing that you're looking for in the structure of your business or the business owner so that you can have the best customer service in the world? Say it one more time. Say it a little louder so they can hear you.
Yeah, let her come closer to you.
You'll come closer to the screen so they can hear.
So, like if I were a customer, good management.
Can y'all hear?
No, let her come a little closer.
Come just a little bit closer.
Good management, good employees.
She's saying right now, the number one thing that she's looking for, say it one more time, real loud for them.
Good management, good employees. Good customer service. I mean, people that have experience in it.
See? So when you talk, thank you so much. So when you're looking for retention, look, even someone who's not even a part of what we're doing right now says, hey, they want good customer service. They want good attention. Attention and communication go a long way in business. All right? When you can treat them like they're special, unique, with dignity, love, and respect, you can do it. I tell anybody, if you could manage any business, all right, the same way you manage a funeral home, you're going to always have a client. And someone said to me, well, why would you compare it to a funeral home? Easy. When you're dealing with the bereaved, you got to be nice. You got to accept certain words that folks say that you just know you don't want to hear. They always want to go back in and change at the last minute. The number one thing everybody want to change at the funeral is to spray on top of the casket. All right? But if you could go in and treat everyone with love, dignity, respect, and a unique ability to change what they want, how they want it, they're going to come back to you. They're going to come back, guaranteed. Jonathan said, we live and we live.
So Elijah.
Huh?
On that particular topic, I get, having a networking organization, I get asked all the time, how many people in your network? How many members you have? And I will tell them, and they're like, oh, and I'm thinking to myself, I have quite a lot of experience going into big networking organizations. And see, for instance, have you heard of BNI? BNI, it's an international organization. It is huge. Well, one of our members, who's also a medical doctor, Dr. Keller, she was president of the chapter of BNI here in Atlanta, one of the chapters. So she invited me there and everything. And they were very close networking. And I tell you, they have, I don't know, tens of hundreds, international 100,000, I don't know, right? So so she was the president of that. But yet, when we met and we talked about my networking organization, she still joined my networking organization because what we had to offer as a small business network was a lot more everything you're talking about: loyalty, uh, attention, customer service, personalization, communication, building relationships, building a family. So a lot of my members have been repeat and have been here since day one, renew every like. So I just wanted to jump in to say I've been to big events, and you go into a room and there might be 1,000 or 2,000 people with badges, and everyone is happy and feeling good and collect a lot of things.
How you doing today?
I'm all right.
How you been? I'm doing good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but then when you get to the elevator and you go into the elevator and you say hi, no one wants to talk. Or when you go through the bag of business cards and you call, no one calls you back. And, so it was good being in the numbers with thousands of people, but then there's no everything you just said. So you're right. You're right on point, and definitely retention is key and number one. So I know, Elijah, I'll give you a few more minutes, but if you are you close to finishing?
Oh yeah, I know at 3 o'clock we're supposed to close out.
Okay, so let me go and let you
I'm
finish.
on my way out of here with this, but I'm going to share the notes with you all, and I'm going to tell you this: a relationship in business is no different than a relationship that you're intimately with at home. Period. 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 And I'm going to tell you why. When your spouse, your loved one, your partner get mad at you, maybe both of y'all are mad, but somebody got to break the ice, right? Right. And when you break the ice, it ain't always smooth. Sometimes you got to go in and be the bull in the china shop. Sometimes you got to go in being the nice guy. Sometimes you got to go in being the total bad guy. Bad. I am the bad guy. My bad. I'm sorry. My hands up. Not whatever. All right. Your spouse may be on the other side, be talking about, babe, I need you to come on in. I need you to make this happen. And you're like, that gets you nowhere, right? Two people talking but not being heard goes nowhere. Nowhere. So when that happens, and I always use this analogy, even with my wife, I say to her all the time, everybody talking but few people communicating. Baby, we talking, but are we really communicating with each other? John Maxwell said it best: the 5 effective steps of an effective and efficient leader. All right. Don't assume because they buying your product that they trust you. It's just like dating. Before you say I do, y'all dating. Before you become formally boyfriend and girlfriend, you're dating. They buying into your product because both of y'all sold yourselves to the individual, right? Oh, I like her because she's smart, and I like him because he this, that, and the third. But you got to sell that product before they believe it. So while you're building that relationship, that bond, there's trust growing. When there's trust, then you become the love. When you become the love, you become the like. And when you become the like, you can deal with all of the bullshit or some real shit. Whether you like it or not, I said the word real shit or bullshit. Yes, I did. But you can learn to deal with it. I say that. Don't edit it. Make it real. Make it real and make it plain. Keep it real. So that when you all do fall out, though, in a relationship, you are able to come back because of the friendship that you all built, right? So when you bought into the friendship of buying that product, that was retention. The person gonna keep coming back home, gonna keep coming to you. That's how you want your clients to feel. No matter what happens, hell or high water, I know my client will come back because I made them feel good.
Okay.
All right. That's the end of this session. I'm going to share all of my notes with you. I had a whole plethora of notes, as you all can see, like right here. I got all these notes.
I love it. I am so not stunned, but I am just the fact that you're so prepared with the notes is great. I'm going to invite a few people to
Okay.
come on that may have questions. So you'll see them one-on-one. All right. The
All
first
right.
person I'm going to bring on board is Mr. Victor Montgomery, and I will introduce him as he pops in here. Victor.
Hey, Victor Montgomery.
So Elijah, I know you think you're the only big cheese that I know, right? But Victor uh, is a corporate executive, a big cheese corporate executive at State Farm Insurance Company, and he let me use his State Farm building, the new one at Perimeter with the 16 floors and everything.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, it's fabulous. Security, we can't even get in, even though we're reserved there. So he would show up on Saturdays for me to allow me to have my seminars where I brought an attorney and accountant to teach them about starting up a new business. And he shows up and he has a family with kids. But so he's just supportive of what we're doing. Anyway, he's also the president of BDPA in Atlanta. So yes, he knows that. So you two will need to get together on that ground now that I've introduced one big cheese to the other big cheese, and then we'll fight it out and figure out whose cheese is bigger.
Well, Victor, I don't even care who cheese big. As
Bigelow.
long as I know you got some big cheese, then some big cheese gonna make some more cheese.
Well,
I don't care about no cheese being bigger. As long as we both got some cheese, we're gonna make it happen.
I'll tell you this, I need to take Charmaine into every boardroom, into every meeting, and just have her do all of the intro. That way I don't have to do anything. Just let her lead me on in there. No, but
Yes.
Hey, Victor, don't let me start talking about how you did with my son Cameron and help him get into Harvard, and how don't let me talk about all your connections and nationally and everything, right? So just go ahead and connect and talk about customer acquisition and retention at this point, and you guys connect. We have roundtable roulette coming up.
yeah, Elijah, I love the presentation. I dropped
Thank
one
you.
comment in there around sentiment analysis. And I know, especially in corporate America, we like to throw the fancy names around, and we have 50 million tools that help us learn our customers. But what you just presented today, getting back to the basics, just knowing your people, the groundwork that you have to put in, I just love what you put forth. So my question to you, from a youth standpoint, so I'll take it more from my BDPA angle. Like, what are some tools, what are some things that you feel that we can give back to our community to help grow that next generation, not only to have the confidence, but have the access to the resources to begin to do similar things as you're doing?
All right. So there's two things I want to answer right there on the tail end. Was one, what can we do to the youth to build that? Let's stop this whole BS conversation about being bridge builders. Ain't no such thing. Ain't nobody trying to build a fucking bridge. Let's just keep it real.
Elijah, I'm recording this and I'm going to give the replay. And I have
Okay, well, you want real conversation though, don't you?
Yes, but
You don't want us up in here lying.
I have high
We are
school
not lying
interns.
in the church of
Elijah,
angels are networking.
Elijah, I know how to remove you from this. Elijah, I have high school interns and college grads that I need to educate with this,
Okay.
edify. So
Okay.
keep it. Thank you.
All right.
And I have
Mr.
a few
Montgomery,
other
to answer
people
that
waiting to talk.
question, to answer that question, we need to shift from the bogusness of saying we're bridge builders to the reality of building that bridge. All right, we're not torch bearers. How do we hand off the baton so we can keep running? All right, and to answer that question, first off, we've got to equip ourselves before we equip the new generation. You can't equip a new generation with something when you barely got any intel on. I say to anyone, as a young person, I had to master me and my craft before I go out there and tell another young person how to do it. But once I was able to master what I knew I wanted to master, I was able to go out there and share it, because now I'm giving them the truth, some real insight on how to do it. Anyone can go work for this firm, that firm. You could go work for anybody. When you go work for somebody, you follow a blueprint, a little pattern of what was already set, the precedence and the tone that was there. But when you become your own man, or the top person like you are, I bet you will not tell anyone who comes to work for State Farm, I want you to do exactly what this book say. You firing them, because they ain't making your sales go up. They ain't bringing you no retention from life insurance, car insurance, home insurance, none of that. All they did was brought you a product from that one client that they want. But when they can bring you a wraparound, now you got the whole family in your hand. Like a good neighbor, State Farm will be there.
I love it. I love it.
You don't want to be Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood. You want to be State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Right?
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate it.
So you don't want the same old mimicking. You want somebody that's going to bring you something that's going to be unique to your company, your portfolio, so that you can keep gaining that new client.
Awesome. Good information. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me bring my next guest in. Thank you, Victor. All right. Let's see who we have here. Michelle.
Hello. Whoops.
Okay, I'm going to introduce you, but go ahead.
Hey, Miss Ricketts.
Hello, Elijah. Great presentation. I agree wholeheartedly. Communication, retention, absolutely.
Tell me where you're calling, where you're streaming.
So I'm calling in from Vancouver, Canada, but I work with clients globally, helping them to have a strong foundation to grow and scale their business on looking at people, processes, and systems.
Okay.
So tell me, what is the biggest failure that you experienced in business that has taught you or brought you where you are today?
The failure that I experienced was someone closing the door on me and saying no. Simple as that. No. And I said, okay, if the door closed, where's the window?
Yeah, open up the opportunity window.
Right. Absolutely. And it was the same person, right? And I was like, I got to get this person. I got to get them. And I gave the scenario of the funeral home because that was my first client, believe it or not. Funeral homes are so focused on the grieving and the bereaved that they're unable to touch those who are living. So a funeral home owner came to me and said, I want to go ahead and do, so in Atlanta, we used to have an insurance called Atlanta Life Insurance Company. And they want to know, how can I go ahead and get pre-needed plots and pre-need funeral arrangements? And I was like, well, y'all marketing to the dead, not to the living. And so I said, well, what you got to do is change how you go in to the whole conversation with the family about the bereaved. Mm-hmm. It can't be at the funeral home in a small, gloomy room.
No.
Go to their house and greet them in the environment that they're safe and they're most nurtured. Why? Just being honest, African Americans are the worst when it comes to pre-needs and pre-planning of funeral. We can have all the life insurance. We are not pre-planning. We feel like we do that, we almost kick in the bucket. No. But at least when we pre-plan, we have the opportunity to go ahead and make it what we wanted versus what the family thought we wanted because we never talked about it.
Right.
To make it comfortable, you can't make that conversation around the dead. Make it around the living when you're doing your family reunion, when you're doing that graduation, when you're doing that retirement party, and make it natural. Mm-hmm. Because the fact of it is we all got to go.
Yeah.
So and how do you prepare that?
Death and taxes.
Right. You always paying that.
Yeah.
So when you prepare for taxes, prepare for death. And if you can prepare it in a way that it doesn't have to seem gloomy, then they were going to do it. So I put together a whole 10-page booklet for the funeral home. And they did not like what I did because it was so unfamiliar to them from what they were used to doing. But I said, if I could get through that window and do it one more time, and I could show them how to do it. So what I did, I went out using that funeral home name, probably could have got sued for liability and damages, because instead of doing it under my name, I went under the funeral home name, did it, and gave these presentations to families. And guess what? They wanted to go ahead and buy into it. Mm-hmm. So when I proved that to the funeral home owner, he was like, so it does work. I was like, yeah. Who wants to sit there and talk about pre-needs when you over there boo-hooing and crying because you already burying somebody else? But if you get them in that most fun moment, they can deal with it because it's not dealing with something that they're connected to right then and there. Yeah, and that's how I did it. I turned that no into a yes by creating a fun environment for it.
Excellent. Taking the opportunity window and turning the failure around. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Michelle. All right, so I'm going to bring Attorney Nakia in.
Okay. Hey, Miss Nakia. You got it on mute. There you go. Hey.
I didn't actually have any questions prepared for you. I think you gave an excellent presentation. I like that you kept it real. You took it back to basics, and made it really more about a little bit about mindset. It's about how are you coming to the table. You can have all the information in the world that you need, but unless you've got, that mindset and you're thinking about it from a certain perspective, that information just really isn't going to get you very far. So I appreciated you kind of, hammering home some of the do's and don'ts, and, giving a really, really good explanation of how to think about it. It's not always what you do. It's sometimes how yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate that.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Nakir. All right. We're going to have the man of the hour. I'm going to bring him in, and let me go ahead and do that because I have to tease him a little bit. So Elijah, he he was backstage listening to your presentation, and his session was on at 3:00. So was JT. So neither one of them, I would have to text them to say, guys, you need to be in your session. So I guess they in hopping, if people click on your sessions and no one's in there, they hop out. So
right.
I come back. So let me introduce him to you, Elijah. And then I will let you guys have a moment, and Nolan, you share the exciting news with Elijah, and then we will wrap. I won't have anyone else after Nolan. So let me introduce him, Elijah. Victor, if you're hearing this, another big cheese, okay? I am just telling you, you are looking at Mr. Houston, and that's not in quotes, that's for real. The mayor of Houston appointed him his own Nolan Davis Day. Okay.
Wow.
Nolan Davis Day. And I am very honored to have Nolan had joined our group for, I don't remember, a year maybe. And he has been amazing and supportive, the exact brand that I like to be around me, because he's got it going on. He's well connected, but he has a heart for giving, and he's always answered my text. One time he delayed answering my text, I think, for like 15 minutes. And I said, what's going on? Are you going to me? I'm used to you responding to me.
So spoiled. You see that?
Then he got back on track, and then we continued. But he has got a lot going on. He had a session, so I want to give him, if you don't mind, Elijah, and I know you on your anniversary with your beautiful wife, which is now going to be my next good friend. But I want to give him a few minutes because he was listening to you and he missed his session. So I want him to tell you about his stuff. And Nolan, I don't have your full bio. Can you just go for it, Nolan, as if I was reading a bio? Just let him know that you are not one of the big cheese that's in my angel.
Not a big cheese, just trying to do what I could do when I can do it. I'm a Guinness World Record holder, Amazon best-selling author. She said I have a day in Houston. I do, which is November 7th, which is coming up. So every year we celebrate Nolan Davis Day, and I got something big coming up this day. Used to have a TV show, used to have a radio show, and this is part of the news that I was bringing today, is that we're really starting a full radio station on Nolan Davis Day, which is November 7th, which is Step Up Radio. I'm a motivational speaker. So my speech is Step Up to Greatness. So Step Up Radio. Step Up is self-discipline, talent, experience, and purpose will unleash your potential. I feel that those four elements gives you your fingerprint on the world, and nobody can have all four of those at the same level at the same time. Right. So we're really putting an all motivation, all inspirational radio station out 24/7. You'll be able to say, Alexa, play Step Up Radio. We're going to be on iHeart, Spotify, Roku, Apple, every platform that you can think of. We're going to be there. I already have 40 different people that are going to do shows, everything from fashion to top business owner, business coaches, to health and wellness, some of everything, anything and everything that can literally help you get to greatness and break your own records. Because my show is called Record Breakers. So you break your own personal record every day, you're inching your way to greatness. So that's kind of what my stuff is about. I literally was coming on, and I'm going to give a couple of tips because I talk about building momentum behind your brand. People see all the time that I have all of these big things that I've done, but how do you incrementally get there? And I know this is going to be just like what Nolan is a phone. Everybody has a phone. Absolutely. So one of the tips, because I own a video production company, Vids Inc. is my company, to deliver that clear, concise, consistent message each and every time. Video does that and removes variation. But I want to talk to people just really briefly about foundational marketing, right? Everybody's like the TikTok, everybody likes the reels, everybody likes the quick, post and the memes and all of that. But what is that pointing to, right? And that should point to something that you're consistently doing from a content creation standpoint that's helping people out, that's educating, that's giving free information, that's doing those things. Or because we live in a star society, literally people are looking at how many stars a product has before they purchase. Testimonials improve your conversion rate by 38%. So many people are thinking we need to get so much more traffic, but literally if you can improve your conversion rate, right? And not just those testimonials that, people are typing, but those heartfelt, authentic testimonials. And you can do that with these. Soon as somebody is giving you the glory, soon as somebody is giving you the accolades and like, oh my God, I love what you did. You need to have at the top of your mind, can you talk about the process that I put you through and the success that I gave you, and do it right there on your phone? And that literally help you build momentum around your brand. The reason I say that, and last thing I'm going to say, Step Up has two meanings. I gave you the acronym, but it's literally don't try to jump too many steps because you'll hurt yourself. Right? Oh, Lord. Like a kid, right? Sometimes people go from no content to just
too much.
Right, exactly. Now I'm going to do a show. Everything's going to look great. We always need to step our way to greatness. And after we come outside of our comfort zone, taking that one step and then make that a foundation. Then go to the next step and make that a foundation. So if you fall, you don't fall all the way back down to ground zero. You only fall back one step, but you're elevating your brand each and every time as you're getting there, right? So one of the biggest takeaways that I want you guys to realize is testimonial videos. Whatever it is you're doing, get true testimonial videos of different parts of the process, of different parts of your success, and build your brand on that authenticity of your clients and the people that you're helping in a very successful manner. And you can always point all of those little cute memes and TikToks right back to that.
Right back to it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I don't want to take up a whole bunch of time. I know it was I kind of screwed up. I literally these past couple of weeks, just so people or Charmaine can know, I had a hum in my audio at the radio station, right? So we got all of it, and I couldn't figure it out. And I've literally had 3 engineers come by the station. So when you and I were talking, and I was like, oh, I had an engineer there, and you and I were texting, and you said, can you get on now? And I said, no, I can't. I thought I was going to be done, but I didn't finish until 1 o'clock in 1:30 this past morning. We got the hum out. We're ready to launch. And I just want people to realize stepupradio.net. You'll start to see some information there. But on November 7th, when we launch, I'm flying to Tampa and I'm doing a 12-hour telethon for some veterans. Mike Tyson is probably going to be there. Hulk Hogan, I know, is going to be there. I'm going to MC it. I'm interviewing all of these people, and we're streaming it live right there on stepupradio.net. There'll be opportunities for you to donate and help some of the veterans. You can see what this nonprofit organization is doing, which is absolutely great. They're flying me out and my whole team because we're streaming it from our video production company. But I'm telling you, November 7th, 12 hours. If you want to be entertained, if you want to donate and help, if you want to see what's going on, stepupradio.net. That's it.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Nolan. And I know Elijah,
Mr. Nolan.
Oh,
okay. I'm gonna put my information in the comments so we can further talk.
Come
Y'all
on,
know it's my anniversary.
Yes,
my wife just got back. I got to go because we're in New York.
I saw. Thank you. So Nolan, you guys, you have one question. Nolan, if you want to go ahead and shout that out, I'll put it in the chat so other people can do it too. And let me properly thank Elijah, and we'll call it a wrap. Okay. Thank you, Nolan.
Bio Bootcamp is my book. Bio Bootcamp. I have 3 books, but the one that really is rocking and rolling, we have a magazine, we do summits. You can go to bio-bootcamp.com. We're going from city to city for Bio Bootcamp. We're helping you look better, feel better, and perform better. Everything from yoga to nutrition to Pilates to lifting weights to if you want to look better, feel better, and perform better, bio-bootcamp.com. Our next one is going to be November 20th right here in Houston. Okay. So that's it.
Thank you, Nolan. Thank you. Let me just close with Elijah. So we close this. Thank you so much, Nolan. I appreciate your time. I know you're really very busy. Thank you. Okay, so Elijah, you amazed me today. Your information was very pertinent, very relevant, great facts. We have list of things, but the main takeaway is for me, that is the focus on the retention. That I need to make sure that the folks that are already in my networking organization, like yourself, you've been here for a while, okay? They are,
it ain't going nowhere.
And I give you this platform and you showed up and you showed out. And I know that what you have shared with the rest of us. And I'm glad you got to meet Mr. Victor Montgomery, the other big cheese, and Nolan and Miss Michelle from Canada and Attorney Nakia and everybody. And so for that, we are all going to just say thank you really quick and say goodbye and happy anniversary. Everyone tells Elijah happy anniversary. Thank you, Elijah. Tell her you love her.
I enjoyed, and we're gonna all get together real soon.
Okay,
I promise.
Elijah. Great. We'll meet you with Lisa in the Bahamas or something. Bye. All right, guys. I think I've scheduled for a wrap, but I'm just gonna bring you back in here. JT. Your schedule was changed. You know what? Let me stop. Okay. So Verlin, you can come backstage. Verlin, check your text messages. I texted you the backstage link. All right. Let me remove Elijah and we'll go. Victor, it's like the old days before COVID when we hung out on Saturdays at State Farm Building and the security had to come get me from security. I tell you, you're amazing. You know how I feel about you. And you helped my son too. You're amazing.
Yeah, I miss those days. I was just mentioning to someone, getting in person, meeting together, working, it's a luxury nowadays. It's definitely not something that you can just anticipate being able to do anymore. So you have to appreciate every opportunity that you have to even do the virtual networking.
Oh, geez. Oh, shoot. I was removing Elijah. Okay, Victor, we're still live streaming, so come back, click on your backstage link and come backstage. All right. Okay, so I'm going to wrap. JT.
What's up?
All right, you have been a lifesaver, my rock and my everything that I lean on. Michelle, you have just became invaluable. I hop into sessions and I see Michelle and I don't stay because I'm like, okay, that session is good. I don't need to stay. Michelle has got this. A turn in the care, taking your time and everything like that has been amazing, and everything that you've offered to help everyone. Victor, I apologize. Finish what you were saying.
You kicked me out. I was saying the most amazing things, and then my internet just was like, "Oh, you're joining."
I was trying to kick Elijah out. Oh
No,
gosh.
I was just saying, being able to do this, I really appreciate you for providing opportunities, not only for us to speak, but also for us to come together and be introduced to one another. Just having that, in our hip pocket, and you kind of being the bearer of that, it's been amazing. So I appreciate you tremendously. And I don't know if you had the opportunity to see it, but you used to always ask me, what's your business name going to be? When is your business going to come out? So during my presentation, I was able to highlight Montgomery Condon Enterprises, LLC, which is a direct response to Charmaine always asking me, hey, you're doing all of this for others. What are you doing for yourself?
Oh my gosh. That made me feel so good. If I can just change one life and get one person to go into their own small business and not pay taxes. And look who it is. Thank you, Victor. You made my day.
Really excited, but you made my day, so I appreciate it.
Oh, so Victor, I did hop into your session, and it was above my pay grades understanding. After planning a summit for a month or two, I couldn't quite grasp everything. So I texted Michelle from Canada, Vancouver, because she's up there in the enterprise level. So you guys got to connect. I said, Michelle, I know you're moderating for another person, and I know you can't leave, but you've got to watch Victor Montgomery's replay. I said, because he's talking about enterprises and duct tape. And I don't know what a duct tape is, but
man, you know what duct tape is.
So not today, I don't. I need sleep. I need food. I need a voice. I need absence of the computer. I need a lot of things. So I texted her. Yeah, so you guys definitely need to connect. And you can connect here right now via Hopin. You can actually click on the person's the person's name, and exchange information and make a connection. So whenever you use Hopin again, by the way, Victor, Michelle knows this, so I'll share it with you. Hopin has its own set of events, not just mine, and they are really, really the type, the quality of them are really, really mind blowing. Internationally, I've been speaking to people in France and everywhere, and it's very uh, technology minded, business minded. I got on Hopin event to watch Simone Biles live do her thing. You saw my post? Did you see my post? Yeah. It's not Eventbrite, it's not Zoom, it's just a different level of people. It's magnificent. So as you go through and search on all the events, you can just pick which Hopin event you want to go into, and it is really top notch. So I just wanted to share that. All right, guys, that was my wrap, and I don't know about you guys. You guys want to do a little roulette networking for a little bit, see who pops up, and then call it a day. Let me share this with you too. If you got to notice that, actually, I'll get off live broadcast to share this. Ta-da. Let's stop the live. So for everyone, thank you very much. I hope that these 2 days of the summit has been informative, have provided invaluable information. And if you only got one thing from it, just one thing, including retention and how much more it costs to get a new customer over retaining one. If that's the only thing that you got for today, but I know it isn't, because we heard a turn in the key. We heard Michelle Ricketts and we heard JT on texting. So I know it's not the only thing. So appreciate your time on this Saturday, and we are going to adjourn for now, and we will see you on the roulette wheel for some one-on-one networking. Remember, if you want to speak with the person longer than the assigned 3 minutes, extend the time. And if you want to connect with that person, hit the connect button and Hopin will automatically exchange your information. This has been fantastic for me. I'm going to be watching replays of everything that I missed and everything like that, because there was just so many good speakers and so many good topics, and everything was set up in order to help you let go and grow your business. Thank you for your time. Be blessed and enjoy the rest of the weekend, everyone. Thank you.